with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of theft of a vehicle, $2,500 to $30,000? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked? The court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense? Mr. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to a jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration County Court Cause number 706-205, 706-206. There's to be restitution, if any, to the complainant and no contact with Crystal Barajas, Barajas. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court does not have a restitution amount? Counsel, if for any reason the restitution is something that you feel is inappropriate, the court will have a hearing on that. All right, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that you have 100 hours community service restitution and there be a TAP evaluation. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No.
State, any evidence?
Your Honor, I submit State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objection.
All right, state, you may continue to confer. I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, sir.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court was going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding the guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we're just asking that you follow the plea agreement.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, how old are you?
24 years old.
All right, and what's your relationship with Crystal?
She's a cousin through marriage.
What's your drug of choice?
It used to be marijuana, but I'm 2 years sober.
And what else?
Just alcohol, but I don't drink anymore. I have type 1 diabetes.
Okay, alcohol, marijuana, what else?
That's it, Your Honor.
Why are you taking a vehicle that doesn't belong to you?
I don't know how to drive. It was kind of a misunderstanding. She picked me up. I was a passenger.
No, there's no misunderstanding. Do you want a jury trial?
No.
All right, because there's no misunderstanding. And here's the thing. I tell people this all the time. You're going on a joyride. You don't know what people are going through and what is happening in their life, right? The person's vehicle you took, did you read the police report? You know what it says in here?
Yes.
It says, on January 26, 2023, Stephen was unloading his vehicle after attending a funeral. So can you imagine his mind is elsewhere. He's just attended a funeral, which means somebody has died. Probably somebody that he cares about, because I do know some people who just show up for funerals because they're professional people who show up to funerals. You know, they're like, oh, this person died. Let me go to their funeral and see what everybody's wearing. But normally, when people show up to funerals, it's usually a loved one or somebody they had a connection to. So he's going through all of that, probably not even thinking, leaving in his car, keys in the car to just go in and talk to people for a few minutes, and he comes out and it's gone. Because you and Crystal just want to take something that doesn't belong to you. These are material things. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you can't afford it, then walk, get some fresh air, take the Via bus. I used to take the Via bus, and I love walking. You can't tell it by my weight, but I do love walking. All right. So do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
Age?
Oldest is 9 and youngest is 3.
And who are they with?
Right now they're residing with their mother.
When's the last time you had contact with them?
I want to say about 2 months ago.
From jail?
Since he's been in jail. I mean, he's had contact with them all along, I believe, until he was arrested. Well, not recently, but a couple of months ago.
How far did you go in school?
I got my GED.
So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Planning on getting into construction.
Yeah, but I mean, you have plans how you,
I was going to get into pre-criminal justice. I'm with the Indian reservation that provides college and schooling.
so what are you doing with criminal justice?
I was thinking about becoming a lawyer.
Well, I'm sure your attorney will tell you any occupation in Texas or anywhere else that requires a license, you have to pass a background check.
Yes.
And they may look at this and say no. So you may want to look into that before you spend money. Law school costs at least $100,000. Okay, defense, do you have any recommendation? You're asking for length of probation time?
I believe that we were both asking for 2 years for adjudication,
All right.
prosecution as well as the defense.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep him on a little bit longer. But of course, if he completes everything early, the court will consider early termination. So whether or not you're on for 3 years or 2 years is up to you. Okay.
I'm willing to do as long as probation, as much probation you need to give me.
All right. And if you're released today, where are you going to be staying? With who?
I'm going to be staying at my aunt's house.
All right. Did your aunt want you there?
Yes, she does.
Did you talk to her and ask her, can I stay?
Yes, I kind of like help with her friend, helping her being a caretaker, and she's helping me with my diabetes.
All right. And what's this tattoo on the side of your face? What is that a tattoo of?
It's a cross, Catholic cross.
All right. Why did you do that?
It was supposed to be smaller, but the guy kind of did it.
Let me see it. But did he just freehand it? Because usually,
He did.
And so you had no idea what was happening.
I have no idea until I looked in the mirror and I was like, dude, it was supposed to be a smaller cross. I was like, this is my face I gotta live with it, you know? Yeah.
Well, you can always get it removed. Was this a professional?
He said he was a professional, but it was done at his house, and I am looking into getting it.
At his house in the garage, baby,
Yes.
while everybody's drinking and smoking? I don't know. And what's with the tattoos on the arms and
The
stuff?
tribal tattoo and my daughter's name
Okay.
from an Indian reservation. So they did this at like we're crown dancers. So, yeah, it's kind of
So you say you have your daughter's name?
yes, right there. Alexis.
All right, here's the thing about having children. If you put one name on there and you don't put the other.
Oh, I know. I gotta get my other two.
So, well, here's my thing about tattoos. If you're going to put names on it, usually the safe bet is mom and children, because moms are supposed to love you, and you don't do significant others because sometimes they pass in and out of your life.
That's true.
All right, 3 years deferred adjudication. And restitution, if any, and no contact with Stephen Magallanes, regular reporting, random UAs. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. If the TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with outpatient treatment.
Yes, sir.
Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
Sure.
200 hours of community service restitution.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you don't have to affirm after each one.
Sorry.
Just say it in your mind. We're going to do parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, the community service hours, 100 of those will be deemed to be satisfied. I'm also going to want you to either be in college or either in trade school. Once he is in that, then the remainder of the 100 hours will be deemed to be satisfied. You understand?
Yes, sir.
There's to be no contact with Crystal Barajas. Field visit one time per month for 3 months. And if there are no issues, those can be discontinued. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
Gonna- Yes,
Outpatient treatment, you want that supportive or intensive?
supportive. We'll start with supportive.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And probation, if it's just a marijuana issue, then supportive. If it becomes more than that, then it will be intensive. All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, communication is key. If there's an issue, discuss it with your probation officer. If you feel that the probation officer is not addressing it or not solving it, you can always come into court. From here on out, everything that you do, you need to ask yourself, is this something that can result in me going to the state jail facility for 2 years? In state jail facility time, I know your attorney has told you, is day for day. So if you get sentenced to 2 years, you'll be doing 2 full calendar years. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Miss Bill, it's always nice to see you.
Good to see you, Judge.
You're going to have to teach me how to scuba dive after you teach me how to swim.
So, Judge, I haven't been scuba diving in a very long time. And I had to have special classes when I actually learned to scuba dive
Mhm.
because I would freak out. And
The dog anymore.